Previously on the Rod Pedersen Show.
To me, Mikko Koskinen and Mike Smith isn't making those saves. They're not.
Except for Saturday night.
Right, notwithstanding.
Yes.
I did talk to the Flames people. They're like, these things happen. They didn't seem to really lose a lot of sleep over that Oilers game, the sense that I got. But I thought Markstrom just held them in it long enough that then they rolled. He's a six. He was worth the money, I believe.
Well, I think he is. And if you've been around the team, and unfortunately, we're not around the team the same way we once were because not traveling. We don't get access. We don't go in the room anymore. That's all COVID. It's not a complaint. It's just life, like for everybody else. But when they got him, it was pretty apparent to me very early, Roddy, that they were not only getting like a really good goalie, but this guy is as competitive. I truly believe he's one of the leaders of the team. His work ethic is beyond belief. I would say the only thing about Jacob Markstrom that gives him some trouble is that he's so competitive and wants it so bad that some nights, you know how they say your greatest strength or
your biggest weakness.
You know, I know it well, although I'm still looking for strengths. But that's him. So they got like in Tanev and Markstrom, they got way more than just, in my opinion, than a really good goalie and a terrific defenseman.
Get ready for the Rod Pedersen Show.
It was Moose's birthday yesterday. If I dare say, as a witness to it, it seemed like one of the best birthdays of your life yesterday.
It was awesome. I mean, we did the zoo.
So we go there, and then we went by the zebra cage. And the male zebra, it was feeding time, and he was mildly aroused.
Spicy.
And I just stopped. Oh, I know. I was like, whew.
This is the Rod Pedersen Show.
Welcome, everybody, to the RP Show on a Thursday. It's a Thursday, right, Moose?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man, Darren Moose DuPont's with me. I, for the life of me, woke up today and thought it was Friday, and then I wrote down Wednesday on my show board here. What the heck is going on? Hey, welcome. Yeah, it's not like it's Groundhog's Day either. I mean, every day's been a great day, but yeah. Hey, I got so much to get to today. There's a lot of breaking news today. Some NFL coach hirings. Big Ben Roethlisberger officially called it a career today. And it's one of those days where, as I said to you long ago, Moose, I don't even go to bed at night thinking about what we're going to talk about the next day because you never know what's going to come up in the morning. And that's why daytime sports talk here on Game Plus Television works so well with us and you, the viewer. But I do have 6 topics. Tomorrow is Football Friday here from Grey Eagle Resort and Casino, and I feel like spending way more time on the NFL Conference Championships and all the rest tomorrow because, quite frankly, the Calgary Flames set an NHL record last night in their game. Have you taken a look at the games tonight in the National Hockey League, the 10 games?
I haven't yet. I mean, I know kind of what's
special
going on.
Ones and right.
Sure. But it's just, like it's going to be another big night in the NHL.
That's kind of really all I want to talk about. So we'll save the NFL stuff for tomorrow. But Big Ben announced his retirement. It's not shocking. We all knew that was going to happen. But even yesterday, we didn't get to any of the Sean Payton stepping down in New Orleans story because stuff happens, and that's fine. But coming up on the program today, I'm excited about these guests. Moe Egger from ESPN, 15:30 Cincinnati, to talk about the Cincinnati Bengals AFC Conference Championship game on Sunday at Kansas City. And that's in hour 1. And in hour 2, Kyle Krenkovic of the Saskatoon Blades. He's a guy that checks a lot of boxes, Moose. Plays for the Saskatoon Blades. He's from Chestermere Lake, just outside Calgary. So we're looking forward to that in hour 2. So that's what's going on. And I think with that preamble, can you hit the quick 6 show horn, please? Trying to remember what I had to say off the top, and maybe it'll come to me. Because I'm going to dive right into it, okay?
Well, yeah, we got to say happy anniversary. You're 7 years. We got to acknowledge that. 7 years sober.
Thank you. What a week.
Yeah, I mean, it's awesome.
Your birthday Tuesday. My 7-year sober birthday's today. And the interesting thing, factoid of the RP show, you never knew me as a drinker.
No.
It's quite a story.
January of 2015 was your sober day, January 27th.
Yeah.
And we met in May of 2015. Isn't it funny how like the world works like that? So we'll celebrate tonight, and you can have 3 or 4 Diet Cokes tonight.
I usually have 3 or 4 Diet Cokes, probably 7 or 8 Diet Cokes.
I'll drive.
Seafood night at the buffet here at Grey Eagle Casino.
Ooh.
So come on down. We got the smoke. All right? Do we ever?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Thank you for that. 7 years, life's never been better. You can do it too if you're struggling. Okay, did he hit the horn? Hit the horn again if you don't mind, Director Jordan. I appreciate it. Or whoever's in charge. Are they back there? Thank you.
I was getting worried.
The Toronto Maple Leafs scored 3 power play goals, and Austin Matthews produced the shootout winner to defeat the Anaheim Ducks 4-3 on Wednesday night. Mitch Marner, Wee Willie Nylander, and Johnny Tavares each scored power play goals to push the Maple Leafs to a 2-goal lead before an empty Scotiabank Arena because of provincial COVID-19 restrictions. The game that we watched, our featured game, was Matthew Tkachuk scoring twice and the Calgary Flames routing the Columbus Blue Jackets 6-2, fired a team record 62 shots on goal. As Don Cherry would say, Elvis Merzlinkin saw more rubber than a dead skunk on the Trans-Canada Highway. Remember when he used to say that?
And he called Felix Potvin the Michelin Man.
That's right. It was the most shots by a visiting team in a regular season game since the NHL started tracking shots on goal back in 1956. Jacob Markstrom made 23 saves for his 13th career shutout. He leads the NHL in shutouts this year, and it sent the Blue Jackets to their 3rd straight loss and 4th in a row at home. Columbus is a good team now. The Calgary Flames looks like they're getting on a roll. In Detroit, Dylan Strome scored 3 goals, and the Chicago Blackhawks had their highest scoring game of the season in an 8-5 win over the Detroit Red Wings. In Denver, Gabriel Landeskog tied the game with 36.5 seconds to go in regulation, and Cale Makar scored a power play goal 3:01 into overtime as the Colorado Avalanche rallied past the Boston Bruins 4-3. For their 17th straight home win, that moves them past the 75-76 Bruins. They now won the 5th longest streak. The record is 23 straight home wins set by Detroit back in 2011-12. Did you see the Taylor Hall hit on Nathan McKinnon that knocked them out of the game, Moose?
Yeah.
Clean. I'm saying clean. You?
Tough to watch.
Sure.
You know.
A lot of clean hits are tough to watch.
And that's the part. Is it clean, or is it, hey, he hit them hard and we can't hit people hard anymore?
Or who it is. Let's not forget.
That matters
who it is.
too. That matters
Matters
too.
a lot. It mattered in this coming up. James Reimer, good friend of ours, James Reimer stopped Alex Ovechkin 8 times among his 32 saves last night to help the San Jose Sharks beat the Washington Capitals 4-1 and snap a 2-game losing streak. And the news out of the NHL office, it's not breaking news, but Buffalo Sabres goalie Aaron Dell, let's talk, received a 3-game suspension from the NHL on Wednesday. A 3-game suspension from the NHL for an incident involving Ottawa Senators forward Drake Batherson. Dell will lose $11,250 in salary that will go to the Players' Emergency Assistance Fund. I thought 3 games was too high, but talking to my hockey friends in Florida today, they were saying, hey, it's a different game now. Different game than it used to be, right? Yeah. So 3 games I thought was harsh, but where are you on that?
Yeah, but I mean, I would have been happy with 2 or 1. So what's 3? I mean,
Ask him.
A little arbitrary for me to sit here and say it's too much or too little. But the fact that he got something is important, I think, because it's a play that just can't happen.
I wanted to have that as the poll question today. 3 games for Aaron Dell. Too much, too little, or just right. But I was overruled by these people and our staff, which is fine. Good time to get to the poll question today for Capital Auto Mall Universal Collision Center, and it is, which NFL conference title game are you most looking forward to on Sunday? The AFC Championship game, Chiefs and Bengals, or the NFC Championship game, 49ers and Rams. At press time, 54% say Bengals and Chiefs. I'm going to vote for the Rams in San Francisco. Biggest reason, Moose, is that we're going to Super Bowl. I've said this before on the air. I just think it'd be so much more exciting to have the home team in it. The LA Rams are favored by 3.5 in LA this Sunday over San Fran, and I want them to win. I want them to go all the way. My dad's cousin, Sam Connolly, said, "Who you pulling for, Roddy?" He asked me on Facebook, and I said, I think the Rams all the way.
Yeah, that'll be an interesting game because I think when they played in the regular season, the 49ers fan base flooded SoFi.
Probably. They're everywhere.
And that happens at that stadium. It's a destination city. So I think the crowd will be very good. I think it'll be a mixed crowd. I do. I think it'll be a better game than the Bengals-Chiefs. I do.
So do I. The 49ers have beaten the Rams 6 straight games. Does that, to you, affect your bet?
Ooh. I'll tell you later.
Gotcha. Shane Mellinson, one of our wonderful sponsors from Deer Valley Golf and Country Club, writes in, "Congrats, Rod, on 7 years." Thank you, Shane. Thank you. I appreciate it very much. Some jackwagon this morning on Twitter. What?
No, just...
I posted 7 years sober on my recovery account at Pedersen Recovery. He goes, "Are you saying that to inspire people, to show them that they could do it themselves, or are you doing it to stroke your own ego?" I hate people. I told the guy, "Get a grip." And he came back and said, "Answered my question. Thank you. Congrats." Who thinks that way?
Because somebody put something great, you got to look at the motives. And you know what? Even if it is to stroke your own ego, and that's what gets you to 8 years.
Yeah, whatever it takes.
Then it gets you to 8 years, right? And if it's to inspire other people, it's to inspire other people.
What a jackwagon.
Yeah.
2.2. DeMar DeRozan scored 29 points as the Chicago Bulls held off the Toronto Raptors 111-105. Chicago won consecutive games for the first time since January 7th. Gary Trent Jr. had a game-high 32 points for Toronto. They've lost 6 of 9. Moving on into the football. Point 3. From the CFL, a couple of notes. Devontae Dedmon is heading to the NFL. The Ottawa Redblacks released the receiver kick returner to pursue an opportunity south of the border, reportedly with the Miami Dolphins. He was the CFL's top special teams player last season. He is an NFL talent. And if I can just spend a minute on this for a second, I saw people kicking this around on social media saying they're upset that Devontae Dedmon is leaving the Ottawa Redblacks because it hurts the football team. And did I tell you that I hate people? How can you not be happy for a guy like that realizing a dream? When I read that, I thought of Mitch Love, and when he was coaching the Saskatoon Blades and didn't get Kirby Doc back from the Chicago Blackhawks, him on this show and said, he's like, "I'm not upset. This is great for Kirby. Our program will be fine." And they were fine. They were fantastic. Yeah. If you can't wish somebody well, then there's something wrong with you. And I just knew that Mitch Love will go on to achieve great things because he's got that attitude. And he is achieving great things.
Yeah.
Right? Coaching the Stockton Flames, doing very great things in the American Hockey League. That, and then the Edmonton Elks signing CFL mercenaries, Manny Arsenault and Adarius Bowman. It's my commentary today on Cat Country 98 FM radio and Rock 98.5. People are scoffing at Chris Jones. I'm hearing it. I'm talking to people. Jones, dealing with these guys. I'm like, are you not deep down, if you're a fan of another team or if you're another team, not getting a little worried about what Jones is doing up there? I would be.
Yeah, I would be too. And I'm hearing it from both sides. Hearing people scoffing at Chris Jones. What's he doing?
Yep.
And then I'm hearing people scoffing at the players, like, or really excited about the players, at the same time, that, it's great to have Manny Arsenault and Adarius Bowman back in the league. These are aging guys who haven't played in a little bit, but they were great talents, and Chris Jones knows great talent. And even if they're there to stabilize the locker room, because we heard about all the issues that were there and the culture wasn't very good, well, those guys bring great culture. So even if they don't perform on the field, it's going to, create the culture of the Elks. I think that's important.
All of it. All of it. From the viewers, Oleg. Where is Oleg? Oleg in Winnipeg. Oleg thinks that guy on Twitter better get a grip, RP. Oleg is on Team Rod. Thank you. Ryan H. on YouTube. Don't let them bring you down today, Rod. 7 years is amazing and inspiring. Thank you. One day at a time. Darren in Salt Lake City, Utah says, my mother-in-law is from England. She would have told the Twitter boy to get stuffed. Monty wants to point out, thank you, Monty's watching in Saskatoon. He's back in the rectangle, that it was 11-11 when he wrote that in the rectangle. 11-11.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, and I get this. I see Jeff, the Stamps fan. They're just waiting to jump on the CFL news, and that's fine. I'm here for it. Jeff, the Stamps fan, says, who's next for Chris Jones? Vince Young? You know, I get it.
Yeah.
And that's why I think that Chris Jones is good for the CFL. Generating discussion, newsflash, is great for any league. Any league. And that's what Chris Jones does. I'm speaking at a sports dinner in Assiniboia at the Prince of Wales Center on April 9th with Lanny McDonald, me, and maybe somebody else. I would like to, we got to get these sports banquets rolling again. That's what we got to do.
Yeah.
Fundraisers for your town. If you want to have a fundraiser and raise the most money in the shortest amount of time, have a sports banquet. Because as you say, we're doing sports banquets on this show every day.
That's right.
Right?
That's right.
But imagine being able to, have a couple drinks and a roast beef supper and hear these stories. I could talk about Vince Young for 2 hours. I could.
Yeah.
The day that we signed him in Saskatchewan, when the door flew open at Mosaic Stadium in the news conference room, and in walks Vince Young, his wife, his child, his agent, his PR person, his photographer. His agent's Lee Steinberg.
Yeah.
Show me the money. I sat right beside him. They say don't ever meet your heroes. Sometimes that's correct. That was my first brush with the NFL.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. At that scale.
Yeah. And then we had the mini camp with Vince. I'm telling you, he's the size of the Coke machine that's down the hall. He's the size of a Coke machine. And float like a butterfly.
I know.
Like the move. It's the greatest athlete I've ever seen live, Vince Young.
It's unbelievable to watch. And you'll get the comments, I'm sure they're in, yeah, Rod, but he didn't do anything. Couldn't play. Couldn't, play the game. Well, no, he could. He can absolutely play the game. Sometimes it's adjusting. Sometimes it's just, hey, right place, right time. And then he got hurt.
You must have been watching him at Ryder Camp.
Oh, yeah.
1 year. Yeah. He was great most of the time.
Yeah.
But there was one time where he was upset that the cameras were on him when he was stretching or something. And I'm like, dude.
From Texas.
Longhorns. Yeah, like you would think he'd be.
And then the NFL. Yeah.
Thank you, Bill, in Assiniboia watching. He says, it's Rod, Lanny McDonald, and Chris Walby. How about that, Bluto? You think there might be some stories told?
Oh, boy. That's going to be a fun night.
By the way, for you folks in southern Saskatchewan that are going to be at that dinner, this Flames jersey that's over my shoulder here, I bought that, and I'm taking it. I'm going over to Theo's house this afternoon, and he's going to sign it for me. And he says he's going to make me some of his special coffee. So, yeah, that jersey will be up, will be signed by Theron Fleury, and we'll be auctioning that off in Assiniboia that night. We need to break, and when we come back, we're going to get into this NFL news, talk about tonight's NHL games. The Oilers got Nashville in town. My featured game is the Panthers and Vegas Golden Knights. I was planning to be there to celebrate my 7 years in Sunrise tonight.
Oh,
COVID changed that.
My.
I know, right?
It's a struggle for you. I can only imagine.
Flames are at the Blues. And I want to talk about why the NFL playoffs are on CTV this weekend, but the CFL playoffs are not on CTV ever. We're going to talk about that, okay? So this is the warm-up. We're still going. Stick around. Moe Egger and Kyle Krenkovic coming up today. You're watching the RP Show live from Grey Eagle Resort and Casino on Game Plus Television, YouTube Live, and 24-hour sports radio at rodpedersen.com.
Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now. You gotta subscribe. Click the subscribe button for all the content you may have missed.
A new year means a new you. Pick up a new ride to match at Capital Ford for 2022. Custom order the perfect vehicle for you, or check out our in-stock F-150s on the lot right now. Get into a pre-owned vehicle that's already on the lot and ready to roll. We need your used vehicle too. We pay big and you don't even have to buy from us. Plus, our service department is always here to help. Get special pricing on name brand tires, tire storage, maintenance, and more. And we always offer free vehicle pickup and delivery. Start the new year right at Capital Ford Lincoln in Regina.
Nestled in the scenic Qu'Appelle Valley, just 20 minutes northwest of Regina, is one of the finest golf courses in all of Saskatchewan, the Deer Valley Golf Club. The clubhouse has a full-service restaurant, and customers can enjoy a casual dining experience with spectacular views of the golf course and valley. A fully stocked golf shop, staffed by PGA of Canada professionals, is equipped to meet all of your golf apparel and equipment needs. Book your tee time, family event, or corporate tournament today at the Deer Valley Golf Club. Call 306-731-1445.
Number 16.
A legend throws 713 yards in a single pro football game.
A legend wins 3 Grey Cup MVP awards.
Allen looking deep.
A legend scores 1,209 points in 1,127 NHL games. Play among legends at betregal.net.
Does this look familiar? Your fans deserve an incredible arena experience. It's time for an upgrade. Stunning graphics. Revenue opportunities are just the beginning with our in-venue display systems and scoring technology. Let us help you find the best solution for your facility. BDG, always delivering the best fan experience.
Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Experts in all residential and commercial plumbing services and proudly serving Regina and area since 1978. Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. We'll treat you right.
People donate blood for moments like this.
But there are lots of reasons why Canada's Lifeline needs donors every day.
Like the fact that someone with leukemia can need up to 8 units of blood a week.
Or that donated blood lasts no longer than 42 days.
Or to help new moms and babies, like Henry.
There's lots of reasons to donate blood. That's why we need donors every day.
The need for blood is constant. Join Toyota and our Toyota dealers in supporting Canada's Lifeline.
Comfort has always been something we, as people, strive for. It means that the places we live and work, and that the people we care most about, are able to go about their lives, focusing on the things that matter. Our focus at FlameTech has remained the same for more than 20 years. Now more than ever, we need each other to support our local businesses. As an industry leader in combustion services, we are proud to attend to the needs of our communities and support the local economy.
Hey Rod Squad, now you can join the team with your very own RP Show gear. Head to rodpedersenshop.com and get yours today while supplies last. It's just like we wear on the show, official RP Show gear at rodpedersenshop.com.
You are looking live. Look up, Moose. Look up, Moose. Oh, that's where we are, Grey Eagle Resort and Casino. We're in there somewhere. Broadcasting episode number, what is it? I think it's 684, Daytime Sports Talk.
And at the back of there is our view of the mountains. Oh.
Can we do that again?
I'm sure there'll be another
There's
break.
more shots, right? Can we get the bloop to circle? Get out of here, you goddamn parasite.
Snoopy 1 is circling the building.
Right.
And we got live aerial shots.
How'd that happen?
Live aerial shot. Well, I called the guy who called the guy.
Deb is watching in Tirana on Game Plus Television. She says, congratulations, Rod. 7 years. Thumbs up emoji. Thank you. 7 years sober today. Recovery works, and it is possible. Metal Shingle Guy is writing in on the 902 text line. He says, I say the Duke will be heading to the herd. And then says, congrats, Rod. I think Metal Shingle Guy is referring to Duke Williams. Everybody in Saskatchewan is excited about Duke Williams, probably the Riders' best player. He's the biggest. I'm getting look at text messages from people saying, are the Riders going to sign Duke Williams? And I'm like, I don't know, man. I have not been on the Rider trail in 3 years, and that trail has gone very cold. But that doesn't mean I'm not following it, but I certainly have no inside information. Fair?
Yeah.
I don't have any inside information on that. I hope he stays in Saskatchewan. The interesting thing, oh boy, did I open a can of worms on that CFL, NFL, CTV thing. I'll just say this. There's a lot of, I see the media commentary. I see the social media and the Facebook pages that are saying a lot of pressure on the Riders now. Winnipeg signing all their guys and teams are announcing their coaching staffs. Why hasn't Saskatchewan? You have to understand that's just a Saskatchewan thing. They need to have something to worry about every day. I'll remind you that it is January 27th. Riders are historically one of the last teams to name their coaching staff, and they historically have a tremendous coaching staff. So if you're not summertime for 6 months worried about the games, then it's the offseason for 6 months, and they're worried about these types of things.
Right.
Worry, 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 worry.
Yeah.
What do you got?
Well,
I feel like you want to say something.
Depends if you want to get into the CTV thing yet.
I do right now, so thank you. So here's why. Met my good friends with Moose, Mydale Mike, and his wife Joanne last night. We went up to the airport. Wonderful dinner at the Marriott.
What a visit.
Valet parking, big time, real classy. You and I each had a pizza, and I said, I'm going to be running in the morning hard in the gym at the Grey Eagle. That's exactly what I did. So I'm watching Sports Center. So I always do. Feel like I know those guys.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And in the commercial breaks, NFL Conference Sunday, watch on CTV, Chiefs, Bengals, Rams, Niners. And I'm like, cool, I will be. Not on CTV, I'll be watching in the States. But why don't I see these promos for the CFL Conference Championship games, Divisional Championship games, and for that matter, the Grey Cup? And I put that question to Twitter, got dozens of responses. I think it'll be into the hundreds by the time we get off the air. And Adam Seaborn follows the media, Twitter account, media guy. I love those guys that follow the media. I love reading their stuff.
Right.
I really love it. And this Adam Seaborn, it was sent to me what he'd said. It has to do with CTV being an over-the-air service, because you know how many people don't have cable, right? They just have rabbit ears on their television. That happens for so many people, right? So that's why. He's not saying that, I am. Because nobody has TSN, right? So a subscription service put the CFL games on the TSN paywall. The NFL is an over-the-air free network because, again, we're all living in a cabin in the mountains, and all we have is rabbit ears to get CTV and CBC. And everybody said that it came down to money and sponsorship. And that's where you come into this. I get that. I just sit here. I throw touchdowns. You catch them, and you also take money at the door. Yeah. That's Darren's thing. And so I don't necessarily understand all of it, but I look at the millions that watch the NFL. Comparatively speaking, the CFL has millions watching too, especially in the playoffs. Mm-hmm. So if I can go on just a bit of a rant here for a second, you can blame CTV and TSN if you want, and I'm kind of pointing the finger at them, saying you control the strings. You could put the CFL on CTV. You just don't want to. But it's their network. Networks. They can do whatever they want. This, again, falls back on the short-sighted CFL owners that when Bell Media waved the check at the owners, they took it. And they sold their soul to the network. So TSN and CTV are quite simply doing what's best for them. But they're not doing what's best for the CFL. And in a healthy, good partnership, you'd like both sides to benefit. But the CFL is being hurt by not being airing on CTV. That's a fact. Because guys like you and me, and the people watching right now, you're all going to be watching it anyways. It's the other people, the 33 million Canadians that aren't watching. Never mind the 3 million that are. It's the 33 million that aren't. That's who you're trying to get. That's what I think. Have I completely misread this or not?
No, CTV is in infinitely more homes than TSN is across the country.
My point.
It's in every television home across the country. If you have basic cable, you've got CTV. You don't have TSN. You might in some, depending on where you are, but there's more homes. Now, there's a lot of things. It's strategy, right? It just comes down to strategy. So for, CTV, they got to decide, okay, what's going to appeal to a broad CTV audience? And they feel, I believe, that the NFL has more widespread appeal than the CFL does.
You think they've always felt that, or that's now the case?
That's what they feel now. You know, did the Grey Cup not used to ever be on CTV, ever? I thought it did. But
no, not, well.
It might not be.
40 years ago.
Maybe. Sure.
But it was on CBC every year until 2007. And then it's been on TSN since 2007.
Right. They also think what's going to drive subscriptions. So when you have a niche audience, that niche audience will pay, and they're very loyal and dedicated, and they'll pay to watch the program. If you put the NFL behind the paywall, well, they're just going to flip over to Fox, which you get for free, or in part of your cable. Or they're going to flip over to NBC. Or if they're going to pay for the DAZN product online. So you're not going to get people to pay for TSN to watch the NFL, but you would for the CFL. And then when it comes to advertising dollars, if the NFL is more widely acceptable in Canada or more of a widespread audience, you're going to get more ad dollars by putting it on CTV than you would from the CFL. The CFL won't drive as much ad dollars. So that's where they're at. It's a tough position to be in. And that's why we always are a proponent of more networks, better for the league. Take less dollars maybe, but put your product on more networks, and you're going to have more exposure, and your product's going to grow. That's why I loved it when it was on CBC and maybe TSN.
And Sportsnet.
And I'd love Sportsnet to have a game,
There was
too.
a time.
Like, that would be the greatest scenario.
People love talking about this, and I'm not sure I can get everybody's comment in. Jeff, the Stamps fan here in town, says those 40 and under don't subscribe to cable at all. That's another matter. He's right, but that's another topic entirely. Little Tokyo watching on YouTube says over the air is important. Sadly, nobody believes this in the U.S. either. Don Mitchell, our Navy friend, says you are not wrong, Rod. In a way, I am wrong, and Darren clarified that by saying CTV's in every basic cable package. TSN's not in every basic cab. So it's not necessarily about the over-the-air. It's about the more homes with what you say. Correct?
Yeah, no, for sure. And
still hurts the CFL.
I know. And when you say that people don't pay for cable, they do. They're just paying for it and seeing it in different ways. You're paying for DAZN instead of paying for Shaw Cable. You're still paying to have programming available for you. You're paying for Netflix. You're paying for Crave. And eventually we'll start seeing live programming on those platforms. Just like the NFL's doing with Amazon. It's the same thing. You're paying for cable, guys. You just don't realize it. Right? Like,
you're paying for healthcare, Canada. You just don't know. Truth.
Yes.
Janice, she's a Stamps fan. She writes in, she says, we have basic TV, CTV, CBC, Global, no TSN, but subscribe to TSN during the CFL season. If CTV and TSN can share the Olympics, why not the CFL? Well, then that probably goes back to ratings, too. Have you seen the ratings for Olympics in this country? It's mind-boggling. More people watch the who's the female tennis player? Leila Fernandez.
Yeah.
Way more people watch. 3 times as many people watched her. Was it the French Open final?
I know.
Or US Open?
US Open final.
3 times more watched that final than watched CFL.
Well, and then when you look at the juggernaut that the NFL is, like 75% of the top 100 programs in the U.S. over the course of a year are NFL broadcasts. You know, sports is the one thing that's kind of on demand and PVR proof, right? If there is. And the NFL just is such a juggernaut in that regard.
And how did they get there? I'm asking
by being everywhere.
Marketing.
Boom. Like
that's a rhetorical question.
But that's the biggest thing. You've got NBC, CBS, ESPN, Fox. You've got Amazon Prime. You've got DAZN. You've got Red Zone. And all of them have multiple personalities talking about it. So Rod gets to say, hey, I'm a Dan Marino fan. I'm watching this network. And I can say I love Terry Bradshaw, so I watch Fox. And you watch... We have one option. So if you're not a fan of Matt Dunnigan and the crew on TSN...
Sucks to be you.
You got no option.
Jennifer at the Four Seasons says, my daughter buys the TSN package for the World Juniors, and that's it. That's cool. But that's the thing. I saw somebody complaining the other day about he's got Apple TV, and the NFL playoffs weren't on Apple TV because of CTV. I'm like, I don't know. We went to a sports bar. I often say, if you really want to watch, you'll find a way to watch.
That's right.
Come to the Shark Club, Deerfoot Meadows. We'll be there. Not this Sunday, but for Super Bowl we will.
Mm-hmm.
John Ohm. I'm just beating the hell out of that thing in Winnipeg.
There are weights in your little box there upstairs.
He says maybe the cable companies are taking hostage of the Grey Cup on TSN. To get the game, you need to pay extra for the subscription of Sports Channel. Maybe, but it's still hurting the CFL. And for a change, I'm not going to bash CTV and TSN. I'm going to say this again goes back to the short-sightedness of the CFL owners that sold their soul for the big check from TSN, and now they're paying for it 15 years later. True dat?
Yeah.
Is Love Face back in the comment section? I feel like she is.
Just working hard to earn P1 status.
They're just talking about her. She's not back. How about that? In the comments section. Just a couple of NFL notes. Moose, I'll see you back here for hour 2.
Sounds good.
There's a lot going on. A source told the Associated Press Thursday morning the Denver Broncos are finalizing a deal to hire Green Bay Packers offensive coordinator Nathaniel Hackett as their new head coach. His hiring will bring immediate speculation about the Broncos trying to lure star quarterback Aaron Rodgers to Denver, perhaps along with star receiver Devontae Adams, who is set to hit free agency in March. Meanwhile, the Minnesota Vikings have hired Kwesi Adolfo-Mensah as their general manager, taking an innovative turn with an Ivy League-educated data expert from Cleveland's front office who once worked on Wall Street. Sounds like a very Kyle Dubas-like hiring to me. Adolfo-Mensah, the vice president of football operations for the Browns for the past 2 years, was one of 2 finalists the Vikings identified from an initial pool of 8. The other finalist was Kansas City executive director of player personnel Ryan Poles, who was hired as general manager of the Chicago Bears on Tuesday. We will talk a little more about that with Moe Egger when we come back. We're going to open it up 2 segments from now in Taco Time Viewer Takeover. In case I don't tell you then, I'll tell you now. For the love of burritos, it's buy one, get one burrito half off at Taco Time every Thursday, and that is today. We're going to Cincinnati next with our good friend Moe Egger of ESPN 1530 Radio. It is the RP Show. We're coming to you live from Grey Eagle Resort and Casino, Calgary's entertainment destination, and you are watching on Game Plus Television Network, YouTube Live, and 24-hour sports radio at rodpedersen.com.
Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now. You gotta subscribe. Click the subscribe button for all the content you may have missed.
Addiction. It destroys relationships, families, and lives. It makes individuals and the people who love them feel powerless. But the good news is that addiction is a treatable illness. At Aurora Recovery Center, we provide everything you need to build a solid foundation for your recovery, with holistic, evidence-based treatment tailored to each individual. Located in Gimli, Manitoba, on the shores of Lake Winnipeg, Aurora can help regardless of whether or not you feel ready or have tried before. Aurora Recovery Center. Recovery for life. Visit aurorarecoverycenter.com for more information today.
You might not be injured if you slip and fall, or you might hit your head. That could cause a traumatic brain injury that, depending on how severe it is, could take months to heal or leave you with long-term effects. Effects like getting debilitating headaches for the rest of your life. Slips, trips, and falls can have a lifetime impact. Take safer steps with WorksafeSask.ca.
A new year means a new you. Pick up a new ride to match at Capital Ford for 2022. Custom order the perfect vehicle for you, or check out our in-stock F-150s on the lot right now. Get into a pre-owned vehicle that's already on the lot and ready to roll. We need your used vehicle too. We pay big and you don't even have to buy from us. Plus, our service department is always here to help. Get special pricing on name brand tires, tire storage, maintenance, and more. And we always offer free vehicle pickup and delivery. Start the new year right at Capital Ford Lincoln in Regina.
Universal Collision Center is Saskatchewan's premier auto body shop.
Our extensive process ensures that every vehicle that comes through our state-of-the-art facilities is returned pre-accident condition, and that every UCC customer experience is an easy one. We're certified to repair all makes, all models, and all luxury brands, and Universal Auto Spa offers full-service detailing packages to suit you and your vehicle. Plus, we're the official body shop of your Saskatchewan Rough Riders. Universal Collision Center, 3910 Rochdale Boulevard and 2355 First Avenue in Regina.
Don't rack your brain trying to source the equipment and materials you need for your business. Rockstar can operate your entire supply chain, from PO creation to expediting your shipments, all from our office. Leverage the buying power of the Rockstar Buying Group to not only save money and time, but also the headache. From gloves to glue, we can provide it for you. Find out more at rockstar.com.
Here's how your business can be a part of Canada's fastest growing sports talk show. All you have to do is contact us, and we will tell you all about the dynamic and exciting marketing opportunities we have, utilizing a fully integrated 360-degree multi-platform. Imagine your business seen and heard across Canada on Game Plus TV and around the world on the Rod Pedersen Digital Network. You will use one of the most overused expressions in sports. You gotta be kidding me. Get your business involved. Contact the Rod Pedersen Show today.
You are looking live at the Grey Eagle Resort and Casino, Calgary's entertainment destination. We're here for a couple more days. Headed back stateside, heading to Super Bowl, and then coming back here next month. Unfortunately, our Super Bowl party has been canceled. Damn COVID, here at the sports bar at Grey Eagle. But we got a lot of exciting things coming up. And listen, are the Cincinnati Bengals going to be in the Super Bowl? That is why we have brought on Moe Egger, the resident Bengals expert, to talk about that. And because it's down to the Final Four, let's bring him in from Cincy, going to the beautiful Buckeye State. Do we have Moe Egger? What's up? There we go. Hey, Mo, how you doing today, my friend?
What's up, Rod? What's happening?
Everything. I was thinking of you Saturday, of course, with the AFC divisional game at Tennessee. Was your heart in your throat when Joe Burrow was being sacked 9 times? Could we look back for a second and take me through that game, what it was like for Cincy to watch that?
And, you know, on one level, awesome because they were in it, right? They hadn't been in that game for 31 years. And so here they are playing in the AFC divisional round, and it sort of felt like house money. And then the game is, needless to say, close, and you kind of had a sense it was going to come down to the last few seconds, maybe if not the last few seconds, certainly the last few minutes. But in the middle of all that, your franchise guy is getting the crap kicked out of him. And so that was tough. And honestly, you know, we've spent a lot of time this week talking about it. It wasn't just, boy, the offensive line wasn't very good, which it wasn't. Joe put himself in a position, unfortunately, where I think he took too many sacks. He took more sacks than I think he should have because of holding onto the football, I think at times not checking into the right play at the line of scrimmage. If you would have said to me last week, Joe Burrow is going to be sacked 9 times on the road against a team that runs the ball effectively, I would have said there's almost no chance they win. And yet here we are getting set to watch Joe Burrow stare down Patrick Mahomes.
So let's go there. Chiefs favored by 7. Can you objectively look at this matchup on Sunday, and how do you feel about that line?
Well, the line makes sense to me. It's the Kansas City Chiefs. They haven't been great in recent years covering the number at home. They covered this past week against the Buffalo Bills, but needed overtime to do so. But I understand. I mean, it's one of the best home field advantages in the NFL. It's an offense that at times is absolutely unstoppable. And yes, the Bengals did beat Kansas City here just a few weeks ago. At the same time, the Bengals needed an absolutely perfect set of circumstances to go their way, from the game that Jamar Chase had to the way they handled the final few minutes of the game. Kansas City getting some key penalties, the Bengals defense rising to the occasion. I can understand from an odds maker's perspective why you wouldn't be swayed by that game. And so my guess was it would be 6.5. So 7 is sort of in that range.
What do you think, Mo, Sunday's game comes down to? What are the keys in your mind?
I've said this on my show, and I'm sure my listeners get tired of hearing it. I think it comes down to one thing. which is the Bengals not turning the football over. And to me, the key to what their team has done going back to the last 4 games of the regular season, I'm not counting the Week 18 game against the Browns because they didn't play anybody of consequence. But if you go back to their last 3 regular season wins, they had 0 turnovers. And they played different styles. Against Denver, it was field position, ball control. We're not going to take too many shots downfield against that secondary. They still won against a team that's not good offensively because 0 turnovers. Against Baltimore, 525 in the air for Joe Burrow got all the headlines. To me, what stood out was 0 turnovers. Against Kansas City, you can't overcome 3 different 14-point deficits if you have turnovers. They did overcome 3 different 14-point deficits because they had no turnovers. 0 against Las Vegas, 1 last week against Tennessee, which kind of opened the door to the Titans. So, we talked before about the sacks and the pressure on Joe Burrow. I'm not as much worried about the yardage total of the sacks. I'm more worried about consistent pressure eventually causing the kind of turnover that you can't afford in a game like this. Go back to much earlier in the season. At one point, Joe Burrow led the league in interceptions thrown. He was making a lot of bad decisions. They had some special teams turnovers against San Francisco, which is why they lost that game. They had a crucial turnover by Joe Mixon, the running back, against the Chargers, which is why they lost that game. When this team has played clean football, they've won. If they play clean football on Sunday, I'm not going to tell you they're going to win. I will tell you they have more than a puncher's chance.
Is there anything about Patrick? Well, not anything. That's a dumb question. Patrick Mahomes. How vaunted is he to face just going in there? Like, do you feel he is like what he pulled off against the Bills makes me think he's the best quarterback in the NFL, and he's won the player vote saying as much.
He's the most talented quarterback on the planet. There's no getting around that. The arm talent is insane, and it's unfair to compare any quarterback to what he can do purely throwing the football and throwing the football on the run, creating different angles. He is I think, a more physically gifted version of Brett Favre, where he can sort of take chances because of what he can do with his arm. And look, the reality is, when they played here 25 days ago, Patrick Mahomes in the first half looked unstoppable. And you watched against Buffalo. If you go back to when the Bengals played the Kansas City Chiefs, Zach Taylor, at the end of regulation, with his team not leading, did everything he could to not score. Why? He wanted to leave 0 time for Patrick Mahomes. So then look back at this past Sunday. What did Sean McDermott, the coach of the Buffalo Bills, do? Gave Patrick Mahomes an opening, gave him 13 seconds. And Zach Taylor, after that game against Kansas City, said, look, against most quarterbacks, it's not something we would have done, but that is Patrick Mahomes. He is absolutely imposing, and he's even more imposing when you play him on his own field. And so, yeah, look, we know the challenge the Bengals have. Chances are they're not going to win the sort of game we saw them beat Tennessee in, which was kind of a rock fight. You're going to have to outscore them. The good news for Bengals fans is we just saw Cincinnati outscore Kansas City. The difference is obviously that game was here. This game is at Arrowhead.
A real nugget, Mo, in what you said when you said the Bengals, it feels like they're playing on house money. I just wonder what it's like in your market, because where I come from, pro football, 20 years with the Saskatchewan Roughriders. Fans are all over the players all the time. Oh, you're so great, kissing their butt, and you can get caught up in that. Like, tell me a little bit about Zach Taylor. Is he able to keep the head shrunk and focused so that does not creep into their head on Sunday? Because it's human nature to think, hey, we're not even supposed to be here. You need to play relaxed, but you can't play too relaxed, right?
Yeah, I think it starts with the quarterback. I think it starts with Joe Burrow, who just, as cliche as it sounds, just epitomizes cool. And look, they have celebrated themselves, but I've never gotten the sense that they're too impressed with themselves. And they've done a pretty good job this year of, when they won the playoff game against the Las Vegas Raiders, that was cathartic for this city. 31 years. I mean, you and I have talked about how bad they've been. And I thought the Bengals players and coaches handled it in stride. They recognized the significance of the moment. They recognized what it meant to the city. They recognized what it meant to their team. But I don't think they dwelled on it. They've played this Kansas City team. They know how good they are. And I think they also understand what's at stake here. I think they also understand the rareness of opportunity. And, we would all love to think, boy, the Bengals, this is just the beginning. They're going to be back here again and again and again and again. And maybe they will be. But opportunities like this only come along so often. And so I think from a mental and an emotional standpoint, they're going to be ready going in. I do think there is something to fall behind in a stadium like that against an opponent like that. That could test your will, We haven't really seen the Bengals have to go through a test like that so far. But I start with Joe Burrow. He looks like a 7th or 8th year pro. He's so poised. He's so cool. He's so confident. I think everything sort of flows from him. And as long as he makes the trip and as long as he gets on the plane on Saturday, I think they're going to be okay.
Good stuff. I love the preview. 2 last things I see with your Bearcats hat. Zach Caleros just signed a contract, highest paid player in the CFL. If you're following, I just wanted to let you know if you didn't know, Cincinnati alum.
I did.
Highest paid player. Yeah, back-to-back championships. And also, how's the new studio there, Mo? There's nothing that really gives you tingles like a new radio studio. You got all the kinks worked out?
Let's see. Try to be diplomatic about this. We haven't missed a show yet. The microphones work. I don't know when this television's going to turn on. I don't know when that's gonna. I'm not sure what the point of having a television behind me is. We're getting there. It's a work in progress. Yeah, Rome wasn't built in a day.
Been there, and sorry to tell you, it may never get fixed. Mo, thank you.
This is a medium. This is a medium that's over 100 years old. So you would think we could perfect it.
Hope to chat with you this Super Bowl week, my friend. Thanks for the visit.
Nothing would make me happier, Rod. Thank you.
The great Moe Egger, ESPN 1530 Cincinnati, where the RP show airs all across the Buckeye State on Buckeye Cable Systems. We'll be back with a Taco Time viewer takeover in a moment. Fans and viewers, we want to tell you we're excited to officially announce that the Telemiracle 46 online 50-50 raffle is back for another year. The winner will be announced on Countdown to Telemiracle. It'll be live streamed at telemiracle.com on March 5th, just before the start of Telemiracle 46, broadcast on CTV. Raffle proceeds will stay in Saskatchewan and will be part of Telemiracle 46, supporting the work of the Kinsman Foundation. We ask you to go to telemiracle.com right now to buy your tickets. You need to be 19 years of age and over and physically in the province of Saskatchewan to purchase yours. It's that time. Please help out Kinsman Telemiracle. We'll be right back. You're watching on Game Plus Television, YouTube Live, and 24-hour sports radio at rodpedersen.com.
Have you subscribed to the Rod Pedersen Show YouTube channel yet? Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now.
Comfort has always been something we, as people, strive for. It means that the places we live and work, and that the people we care most about, are able to go about their lives, focusing on the things that matter. Our focus at FlameTech has remained the same for more than 20 years. Now more than ever, we need each other to support our local businesses. As an industry leader in combustion services, we are proud to attend to the needs of our communities and support the local economy.
Universal Collision Center is Saskatchewan's premier auto body shop. Our extensive process ensures that every vehicle that comes through our state-of-the-art facilities is returned pre-accident condition, and that every UCC customer experience is an easy one. We're certified to repair all makes, all models, and all luxury brands, and Universal Auto Spa offers full-service detailing packages to suit you and your vehicle. Plus, we're the official body shop of your Saskatchewan Rough Riders. Universal Collision Center, 3910 Rochdale Boulevard and 2355 First Avenue in Regina.
A legend throws 713 yards in a single pro football game.
A legend wins 3 Grey Cup MVP awards.
Allen looking deep.
A legend scores 1,209 points in 1,127 NHL games. Play among legends at betregal.net.
Does this look familiar? Your fans deserve an incredible arena experience. It's time for an upgrade. Stunning graphics. Revenue opportunities are just the beginning with our in-venue display systems and scoring technology. Let us help you find the best solution for your facility. EDG, always delivering the best fan experience.
Grey Eagle Resort and Casino.
rack your brain trying to source the equipment and materials you need for your business. Rockstar can operate your entire supply chain, from PO creation to expediting your shipments, all from our office. Leverage the buying power of the Rockstar Buying Group to not only save money and time, but also the headache. From gloves to glue, we can provide it for you. Find out more at rockstar.com.
Here's how your business can be a part of Canada's fastest growing sports talk show. All you have to do is contact us, and we will tell you all about the dynamic and exciting marketing opportunities we have, utilizing a fully integrated 360-degree multi-platform. Imagine your business seen and heard across Canada on Game Plus TV and around the world on the Rod Pedersen Digital Network. You will use one of the most overused expressions in sports. You gotta be kidding me. Get your business involved. Contact the Rod Pedersen Show today.
Again, another beautiful shot of the foothills and where we are at. We are in the event center there, bottom right of your screen. And we appreciate Grey Eagle for paying for the blimp coverage. How about that?
How about that?
Yeah, I know. I love it. We're getting rolling here. It's been 9 shows from Grey Eagle. 10th tomorrow. Then we're loading up and getting out of here for a couple weeks and then coming back. And it is time for Taco Time Viewer Takeover. Jim Wagner watching in Balcarra says, Roddy is punchy and spicy today. Keep it rolling. I like it. Not in a bad way, I don't think. Other than has been getting used as a punching bag by everybody. I bring up questions and people get really upset and say mean things that really hurt my feelings because I'm so sensitive. For instance, yesterday with the Michael Riley thing, should he go into the Hall of Fame or not? And people are calling me stupid and horrible. And now this. Why are the NFL playoff games on CTV, but the CFL playoff games aren't? Can somebody just explain that to a dumb stubble jumper like me? And then now it triggers another avalanche of, you're an idiot. What's wrong with you? Why can't you figure this out? Sometimes I wonder, why do I even have a show? Why do I even open my mouth? Northside YEG in Edmonton is watching and says, I think the CFL and TSN should meet half. Oh, this is John. Northside YEG says, I love Cincinnati, but unfortunately they're going to have to get by either Buffalo and Kansas City year after year. I hope they win, but they will be the underdogs for years to come, I think. Anyways, I appreciate the sentiment, but look who's not playing right now. Baltimore, Pittsburgh, and obviously Cleveland. Last minute of play in hour 1. Regarding that argument of playoff football on television in Canada, John Ohm, watching in Winnipeg, says, I think the CFL and TSN could meet halfway and at least have the Grey Cup game on CTV. Think of the advertising dollars it would generate for the broadcaster. Hashtag Grey Cup on CTV. I'm sure they've thought of it. I just want to know why. I'm not saying these guys are dumb people. I just want to know why, because it doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Darren Workman in Salt Lake City says, with Big Ben retiring today, Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers' early playoff exits, it would appear we are watching a changing of the elite guard in the NFL at quarterback. And I love it. Allen, Mahomes, Burrow, Herbert. Yeah, you're watching the future of the NFL. You're going to see it on the field on Sunday. Coming up in hour 2, Kyle Krenkovic of the Blades and a whole lot more. Stick around, everybody, after this break.
Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now. You gotta subscribe. Click the subscribe button for all the content you may have missed.
You might not be injured if you slip and fall. Or you might sprain your wrist, or even fracture it. A severe wrist fracture can take at least 2 months to heal properly. And it can cause you to develop arthritis that keeps you from doing something as simple as picking up your child without pain. Slips, trips, and falls can have a lifetime impact. Take safer steps with WorkSafeSask.ca.
Smoky in the air, that's a lot of pine. Big time, big time, big time, big time. Big
Does this look familiar? Your fans deserve an incredible arena experience. It's time for an upgrade. Stunning graphics. Revenue opportunities are just the beginning with our in-venue display systems and scoring technology. Let us help you find the best solution for your facility. EDG, always delivering the best fan experience.
Addiction. It destroys relationships, families, and lives. It makes individuals and the people who love them feel powerless. But the good news is that addiction is a treatable illness. At Aurora Recovery Center, we provide everything you need to build a solid foundation for your recovery, with holistic, evidence-based treatment tailored to each individual. Located in Gimli, Manitoba, on the shores of Lake Winnipeg, Aurora can help regardless of whether or not you feel ready or have tried before. Aurora Recovery Center. Recovery for life. Visit aurorarecoverycenter.com for more information today.
Don't rack your brain trying to source the equipment and materials you need for your business. Rockstar can operate your entire supply chain, from PO creation to expediting your shipments, all from our office. Leverage the buying power of the Rockstar buying group to not only save money and time, but also the headache. From gloves to glue, we can provide it for you. Find out more at rockstar.com.
Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Experts in all residential and commercial plumbing services, and proudly serving Regina and area since 1978. Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. We'll treat you right.
Hey, Rod Squad, now you can join the team with your very own RP Show gear. Head to rodpedersenshop.com and get yours today while supplies last. It's just like we wear on the show, official RP Show gear at rodpedersenshop.com.
It was Moose's birthday yesterday. If I dare say, as a witness to it, it seemed like one of the best birthdays of your life yesterday.
It was awesome. I mean, we did the zoo.
So we go there, and then we went by the zebra cage. And the male zebra, it was feeding time, and he was mildly aroused.
Spicy.
And I just stopped. Oh, I know. I was like, whew.
This is the Rod Pedersen Show.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the RP Show. It's hour 2, lovingly brought to you by Great Western Original 16 Beer. And we continue to broadcast live from Grey Eagle Resort and Casino, Calgary's entertainment destination. And I'm just so excited. I got tingles. There's a blimp floating around. If people in Calgary are worried about this blimp, don't be worried. It's the Grey Eagle blimp. And we got live shots of the facility here. And I got to say, this guy, Darren DuPont, if you can get him on the screen here, what is your title here? Because you're like I'm the host?
The co-host.
Yeah, and you're like everything else.
Yeah, the co-host.
And president and CEO of DuPont Media and the owner of the RP Show. How did you get this deal finagled with Grey Eagle to get the blimp shots? And why have we had to wait 9 days to get the blimp up in the air?
I know, right? Well, you got FAA regulations and all the rest.
Finally got it.
Yeah, just keep the pellet guns away. We don't need a hole shot in it. No slingshots, all right?
If that blimp goes down, I want people to find out where Bo Levi Mitchell is.
Yes.
Maybe he returned home from Texas early.
You got to get, the live aerial shots provided by Goodyear.
Exactly.
Snoopy 1 in the air.
By the way, Calgary and area, get ready to catch the Icelandic worldwide phenomenon Kaleo, with over 1 billion streams worldwide and countless sold-out shows spanning from Moscow to London. Kaleo is finally bringing their electrifying fighter flight tour to Calgary, May 5th at the Grey Eagle Event Center, right here.
Grey Eagle Resort and Casino.
Find your tickets at Ticketmaster.ca. And if I may, I mentioned it once, I'll mention it twice because of sponsors. It's what keeps us on the air. Hour 2 is brought to you by Great Western's Original 16 beer. Extra smooth, extra refreshing. Find Original 16 at a store near you today. I feel like delving into the comments early, Moose. Why not? We've had some good stuff here.
Yes.
Really good stuff. Hockey, the big game tonight. Games. Calgary Flames at the St. Louis Blues. I wonder... There's a lot of good games tonight. Will there be retribution for the Flames not only smoking the Blues here on Monday night, 7-1, but then rubbing their face in it afterwards on Twitter saying we can see why the Blues didn't want to stay in Canada? That'll be worth watching.
That will be, that was on my circled on the calendar because of the comments.
Yeah, and then the Oilers have won 3 in a row. They beat the Flames up there. They're still talking about that game in this town. They still are.
Yeah.
It didn't go over well in Calgary. And then they went to Vancouver and won, the Oilers. And now they got Nashville tonight up at Rogers Place, who is my 5th best team in the NHL. So there's that game.
Yeah.
And then in Sunrise, Florida, a game that, frankly, I planned to be at. I was going to be my own personal celebration for my 7-year birthday of sobriety today was to watch my 2 teams, the Vegas Golden Knights and Florida Panthers. And COVID muddled that up. And as I've learned, everything happens for a reason. I wasn't meant to be in Sunrise tonight, Moose.
I know what I'm getting you for a gift now, though.
What?
Batteries. You're going to work out the remote tonight.
I know. Well, I'll be here at the sports bar tonight. And because they got NHL Center Ice, and we'll be watching the game. And I appreciate that you're treating me to a seafood buffet here tonight at Grey Eagle Resort and Casino. Anybody wants to come down for the buffet, come on down. We got the smoke. Okay. From the viewers. Oh, now that's why I wanted to bring the viewers in, because there's so much to talk about today. And it's all deadly.
Yeah.
Monty in Saskatoon says, Rod, I love you. Doing an awesome show. Thank you, Monty. I love you too. Can't wait to see you. The CFL will not die, probably ever. If they've survived COVID after all they've been through in 108 years, they're not going to die now. Could it be better? Yes. What's your goal in life? To survive or to thrive? We're not all the same. I think they just want to survive. I'd like to personally thrive. But Colin Voss is watching on YouTube, and he says, when high school football went to 4 downs, it killed CFL interest for young fans. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. I've talked enough about my question, why are the CFL playoffs not on CTV, but the NFL playoffs are? You've kicked it around. I've kicked it around. People are calling me a big stupid head for even asking the question. I'm tired of talking about it. Again, I'm sure there's a really good reason. It just sucks for the CFL.
Yeah. And don't post this on social because I'm just having fun.
What?
But, the CFL logo, kind of like the shape of a cockroach's back. I mean, it just won't die. Like, it's the symmetry.
And that's fine. It's fine. I think it could be better. It often reminds me of this. Years ago, Saskatchewan Roughriders team was habitually 9-9. 9-9 every year. 9-9. You know that, right?
Mm-hmm.
There was a big headline on the front cover of the Leader Post, mediocrity, and a photo of Danny Barrett. And Danny was very upset with the photo that they used. It was not flattering. I knew coaches on that staff who will remain nameless that were very upset. They're like, we're always satisfied with 9-9, but we blew this game, we blew that game, we blew this. We should be 11-7. We could be 12-6. Why are we so satisfied with being 9-9? But it was the coach and the GM who were, I guess, probably job preservation. But we were 9-9. You guys are used to losing around here. You should be happy with it. We made the playoffs. You missed the playoffs for 11 years in the 80s and 70s. Yeah, but we could be better. Difference in mindset.
It's mindset.
So I'd like to see the CFL thrive, but they're just trying to survive. And I get it. Tacona Powley is watching in Winnipeg. He says, Rod, what kind of freak notices a zebra that's aroused? LOL. Tacona, you couldn't miss it.
Yeah, this wasn't a Where's Waldo portrait.
You couldn't miss this thing. Jeff and, hey, get your hands up. Get ready. Jeff, the Stamps fan, says, I'm kind of curious why Rod and Darren are in different rooms. You want to do a trick? We're not in different rooms. We're like 20 feet apart. You ready?
Ta-da!
That's how far. Want to throw it back? There you go.
Right on.
Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Illusion. By the way, we're not going to have a live studio audience for tomorrow, but we're going to have it when we come back here next month. I'm holding you to that. And the staff here.
Yes.
What does she say? Jennifer at the Four Seasons says, only 2 games, Roddy? Going for 3 tonight against the Press? What is she referring to?
Preds. Oilers.
Oh, yeah, she spelled.
That's a tough one. Tough one tonight. The Preds are good.
Autocorrect got her.
Yeah.
I said Oilers, Preds. I said that. If I didn't say it here, I said it last hour. Yeah. Those are the 3 games that I'm all feet. And the Canucks are at Winnipeg.
Ooh.
They were really pumping that one up on SportsCenter, the All-Canadian Clash.
There's 4 good games.
4 of them. The Raptors are off. Chris Bird in King City, Ontario says, whoa, just read that the Arizona Coyotes are in serious negotiations with ASU to use their 5,000-seat arena for home games for the next 2 to 4 years. I saw that too, Chris. And I would normally not talk about it, but we have realized in this country and on this show that people just can't get enough talking about the Arizona Coyotes arena situation. I don't know why.
I know.
It was one of our highest rated shows ever was when we talked about that at length. So I saw the story of what she was referring to. Clearly, relations between the Arizona Coyotes and Gila River Arena are not good. Understatement of the year.
Yeah.
So, like, they'll literally play anywhere.
Right.
But Gila River Arena, which is unfortunate because it's a wonderful rink in a wonderful area. So they're going to play in a 5,000-seat rink in Tempe, which they'll have no problem filling. They're the worst team in the NHL, for sure the worst team in the West Conference, so
yeah,
they're not drawing anyways. The habitual, easy, low-hanging fruit jokes are there. They don't need a rink bigger than that. The NHL, it appears, is going to approve this. I don't know if Bill Daly, the VP, Gary Bettman's right-hand man, said, I can't remember the exact quote, but he's like, it's on the table, or it's not out of question that this would happen.
Yeah.
It's pretty Bush, I think.
Anything to survive, right? Anything to survive, and we don't want to move the team. We want to keep this going. And you know what? I kind of like it. 5,000-seat arena, that's what they're going to do. And if they can fill it and create a great atmosphere, and all of a sudden word gets around that those Coyote games, the atmosphere is unbelievable. You got to go. I used to love going to old Rutherford Rink in Saskatoon and watching while I was calling the games too. But in the playoffs, they would pack that place. I mean, 800 fans was, I think, capacity. They had the fire marshals in there because they were up to 1,200. And it was just like the place was going to explode. It was a wonderful atmosphere. So I think with 5,000 people, you can create a good atmosphere. Visiting players will love it. It'll be rocking. It'll take them back to like old junior days. And I think it will be good for the product. I really do. I think it's a good opportunity because you're not selling 15,000 seats anyway.
Well, the caveat in this discussion is that they will get a new arena. Well, let's see where it goes from there. Basically, the NHL owners will say, we'll let you play in the 5,000-seat rink, but not forever. If we know you're going to build a brand new rink. And I've had a lot of time on my own here. I've been doing a lot of thinking, Moose. And by the way, it's 1111 Mountain. Your spirit guides are trying to get your attention. Pay attention to what you're thinking about right now. Don, the Navy man, says, Dupes making lemonade out of lemons. Actually, what do I say? Making chicken salad out of lemons.
Yeah.
That's what I say.
Lemonade, yeah.
Making chicken salad out of lemonade. Anyways, because when I've been driving around thinking, I've been thinking about a few things. How Grey Eagle Resort and Casino reminds me very much of Talking Stick Resort and Casino in Phoenix, a lot. And they say if there is a new rink, there's a very good chance it'll go on the grounds of Talking Stick Resort and Casino. This hotel looks like it, Darren, because it's all lit up on the outside, just like Talking Stick. It's really cool. Really cool. You can see it for miles, just like here.
Yeah.
And so that's the thing. Chris continues the discussion here in King City, Ontario. He says, for me, the arena discussion is not so much about Gila River, but more about the actual size of the hockey market in Phoenix. There is no hockey market in Phoenix. There just isn't. And for those watching right now, down there. If you want to argue with me, I can have it. I can go at you all day. Now, the ownership's changed a few times from when I was hanging out with them, but I'll say it again. I've had significant number of meetings with those people, with the Coyotes. It might be the same guys now. I don't know. But I remember when I was meeting with them, because remember, we were going there every year to host these Ryderville parties. And we started the first year, we had 200 people. Then we had 1,000 people the next year. Then we had 2,000 people the next year. It kept growing and growing and growing.
Yeah.
And it got to a point where I'm like, why am I putting money in the Coyotes' pocket? But I digress. But they would sit there and go, why do Canadians not come? There's 750,000 Canadians down here. They don't come to hockey. I said, they're down here because they don't like hockey. I said, if you can get the Americans in the building, you'll sell out every game. Well, all they wanted to do was bitch and whine. You don't understand. We compete with the Suns and the Cardinals and NASCAR. And I said, then why have a team at all then? Why even try? And then in Las Vegas, meeting with those guys and having one-on-one time with Bill Foley, I said to Bill, hey, you're pretty lucky. This is the #1 tourist entertainment city in the world. He goes, I don't want tourists in here. I want local people. And then you had to have a Nevada address to get season tickets with the Golden Knights, and they still sell out every game. So all those guys that I know at the Golden Knights do not sit around and piss and moan about the fact that Vegas isn't a hockey town. Do you think Vegas is more of a hockey town than Phoenix? Really? When I was going there to Vegas and hanging out with Ray Elgard, and all his hockey buddies on his rec hockey team, they're like, Rod, there's 2 sheets of ice in this entire state. 2. And now there's like 10.
Well, they didn't
since the Golden Knights showed up.
They didn't think anybody in Vegas was going to go there for sports. And to mix sports and gambling, I mean, we don't want to do that. And now all of a sudden you realize you bring the right people in and you sell it the right way and you market it. It's a wonderful sports town now.
Right. And they got a winning team. The Coyotes have been crappy forever.
Mm-hmm.
Dar watching on YouTube says the Ryderville events were awesome. Well, thank you, because it was our brainchild. And those of us that started it aren't even with the club anymore. And they killed it. They killed it. I don't even think they have it anymore.
Yeah, I don't know if
just
they do.
Just like, what did Mike Richards say the other day? Sports radio didn't die. It was murdered.
How about that?
Ryderville in Arizona was murdered. The last one they had, I had people writing me saying how bad it was. And I'm like,
that's too bad. That's too bad.
I got nothing to do with it, bro. Chris says, what was the name of the Salt Lake IHL team back in the day? It was the Eagles, wasn't it? I believe it was the Eagles. But you know what? I'm going to Theo's house this afternoon, and I'll ask Theo because he played for him. I think it was the Salt Lake City Eagles. Anyways, today's show is completely devolved into storytelling time, and I apologize for that. But I guess my point is you can be like the Coyotes and sit on your ass and piss and moan about why nobody's coming. Or be like the Golden Knights or the Lightning or the Dallas Stars back in the day and go out into the community and build those bridges and put in the work. That's what the CFL needs to do right now. And I'm getting off tangent. So I'm going to take a break, Moose. Cool?
Yeah.
And we'll get back on target when we come back. We are live at Grey Eagle Resort and Casino. On the way, Saskatoon Blades forward Kyle Krenkovic, pride of Chestermere Lake, Alberta, just outside Calgary. We'll be right back on Game Plus Television, YouTube Live, and 24-hour sports radio at rodpedersen.com.
Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now. You gotta subscribe. Click the subscribe button for all the content you may have missed.
Lot of sun, smoky in the air, that's a lot of pine. Big time, big time, big time, big time. Grey Eagle Resort and Casino. Grey
Some of the challenges we face with the CT technology that we have today is some of the deficiencies in around integration with some of our other systems. The addition of 2 new 4D simulators within the programming of the Saskatchewan Cancer Agency is going to have significant impact on the care we provide to the people of Saskatchewan.
Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Experts in all residential and commercial plumbing services and proudly serving Regina and area since 1978. Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. We'll treat you right.
Is it time to take your event online? Bring it to IKS Live. We've got a fully customized virtual event platform with remote guest support for your next fundraiser, talk show, conference, performance, and more. IKS Live offers live streaming to Facebook Live and YouTube and pre-recorded capabilities, both in our studio with green screen available and on location with pre-production and post-production services. Visit us at ikslive.ca.
You might not be injured if you slip and fall, or you might hit your head. That could cause a traumatic brain injury that, depending on how severe it is, could take months to heal or leave you with long-term effects. Effects like getting debilitating headaches for the rest of your life. Slips, trips, and falls can have a lifetime impact. Take safer steps with WorksafeSask.ca.
A new year means a new you. Pick up a new ride to match at Capital GMC for 2022. Custom order the perfect vehicle for you, or reserve a unit that's already on its way. Get into a GM certified pre-owned vehicle that's on our lot and ready to roll. We need your used vehicle too. We pay big and you don't even have to buy from us. Plus, our service department is always here to help. Get special pricing on name brand tires, tire storage, maintenance, and more. And we always offer free vehicle pickup and delivery. Start the new year right at Capital GMC in Regina.
Hey, Rod Squad, now you can join the team with your very own RP Show gear. Head to rodpedersenshop.com and get yours today while supplies last. It's just like we wear on the show, official RP Show gear at rodpedersenshop.com.
Where'd the sun go? We're at Grey Eagle Resort.
There it is.
There you go. Cloud cover here, huh?
It's early.
The blimp is dropping down a little bit. Aerial coverage of the Grey Eagle Resort and Casino. Rod Pedersen Show provided by Bronco Plumbing and Heating. I feel like a Rod's rant's coming, by the way, which shouldn't be, but Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling, Regina's local expert team for air conditioning, furnaces, water heaters, and water softeners. Just to finish up on that, Dar, watching on YouTube, says, you made those Ryderville events in Arizona into amazing must-attend events. Thank you. I walked around and shook every bloody hand in the place. Everyone. Thank you for coming. Where are you from? Who's your favorite rider? How long you down here for? To everyone.
And the crazy thing is, like, you know, I like to do that too and meet all the people and say hi and all that stuff. You remember every answer and every detail, you know?
I didn't fry all those brain cells back.
And then you see somebody and it's like, what'd you think of Corey Sheets' game last night? I know you're a fan. You'd remember that. Like 3 months later.
A rare talent indeed. Chris in Ontario says it's the Golden Eagles, Rod. You are very close.
Wow.
Did I say the Eagles?
You said the Eagles.
Lion Eyes, the Eagles. BW watching on YouTube. Good morning, RP Squad. Could the RP Show be the organizers of a CFL party in an NHL city? Idea for next season? I'm not doing their marketing for them. Were you reading between the lines? I went around and shook every hand at the Ryderville. I did it. They don't want to do it. I'll do it for this show.
Yeah.
I'll do it at the Shark Club at Deerfoot Meadows. I'll do it in the casino at Grey Eagle. I'm not doing it for the CFL anymore. They can do it.
Or pay us.
Or pay us. How about that?
I'm in.
That approve.
Jennifer says, I only travel to watch sports. Jennifer from the Four Seasons. Well, la-dee-da. Do you? I guess we travel for work, which is sports, right?
Yeah.
Robin in Prince Albert says, my wife just called me. She is grabbing some taco time for lunch. A crisp beef would be good right about now. Mexi fries and cheese.
Ooh.
I love Mexi fries. What was the comment of the week? We had it, and then I lost it.
Yeah.
You guys remember? It's okay if you don't. Viewers, you can help me.
And we can still, there's room for more.
Hey, Greg with 3 G's. Greg with 3 G's.
That's a first.
Writes in and says, Rod, can you tell me what you think the hell is wrong with the Winnipeg Jets? It feels like we're always answering this question around this time of year.
Yeah.
And this is what I would actually suggest you do, Greg, is go back and watch yesterday's RP show and watch Craig Button on that. TSN's director of scouting. He didn't actually have an answer. And I'm not trying to weasel my way out of an answer for you. But what Craig Button said in that chair yesterday is that Paul Maurice might have known something. He jumped out of the plane before he got pushed out of the plane. That the Jets are missing something, and whatever it is, the talent seems to be there. They augmented their team with the signing of Nate Schmidt and Brendan Dillon.
Right.
They were supposed to be better. They haven't really been beset by injuries. I mean, Kyle Connor's back, and they still can't win.
Yeah.
I think they'll figure it out. I think Dave Lowry is a tremendous coach, but they're quite a ways out of a playoff spot right now. But we got a half a season. We're not even at the halfway mark yet.
Yeah, that's
officially, we're not at the halfway mark. Some teams are, some teams aren't. But I would not be throwing the baby out with the bathwater just yet. For instance, look at the Flames. They started up here, they dipped. Now it looks like they're back up here. I think you just kind of need to have faith in what's going on there. But, they're saying Chevy needs to reevaluate his roster. It's halfway through the season, man. Which of the 3 teams in the Bermuda Triangle is the best team? Jets, Oilers, or Flames? Because we're starting to think the Oilers have turned the corner, right? It looks like they're out of the muck.
Well, we hope so. Is 2 games enough to be out of the muck? I think it's probably the Flames right now. I think you have to say it's the Flames. In terms of top-end talent, I mean, the Oilers obviously have the top-end talent, but, that interview with Craig Button is on our YouTube page. You go and watch that. It's tremendous. And he talks about the Oilers, the Oilers and the Jets. With the Jets, yeah, same thing. He said, it might just be that this group is not right anymore, and you have to break it up and start again. You might have to rebuild.
Well, whoa. Yes. Well, I said a few years ago when they went to Game 7 of the conference final, the window might be closed here.
It's a good group, but it just might not be the right group.
And they didn't cash in when the window was open. Ask the Vancouver Canucks back in the day, 2011.
And that's the question.
San Jose Sharks.
Yeah, they're capable, and they could go on a run, but maybe the window's closed and we just haven't realized it yet.
Greg says, thanks, Rod. I think it's just because we had high expectations and they aren't playing like I thought they would. I appreciate the answer. Oh, man. I'm sorry to tell you the truth, but that's what we do.
Yeah.
It's the truth business, especially recovery. I call it the truth business. Recovery, telling you things you don't want to hear. The window's maybe closed.
Yeah.
Connor Hellebuck could play better, though. Yeah, well, see, Robin in Prince Albert says, look at when the Blues won the Cup. Went from worst to first in a few months. LA Kings did it.
Mm-hmm.
And what's the common thread? Coaching change in all those places. Right?
Right.
Can anybody remind me what was the comment of the week? Because I can't remember. We had 24 hours to figure it out, Moose. Yeah, Clark can't remember either. Somebody tell me. Troy watching. Troy is in Cochrane, Alberta. How about them Flames, fellas? 62 shots is pretty insane. Oh, we watched it. I watched the first half of it in my room, and then we went up to the airport and met some friends. It was amazing what was going on. 62 shots, the most by a road team in the NHL ever. We talked about it in the opening segment. Elvis Merzlikins seeing more rubber than a skunk on the Trans-Canada Highway.
That, and, I mean, you want goals last night. Was it Chicago-Detroit? All the goals, 8-5 or whatever the score was there. I mean,
it's a good night.
It was a good night.
It was like 80s all over again.
Yeah.
Randy in Winnipeg texts in on the 902 line. The number is on the screen. Congratulations on 7 years, Rod. Enjoy the buffet and Vegas, Florida game tonight. What a night. What a great night.
It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, seafood buffet down here tonight. Can I say I'm a little leery? I often say I don't order seafood on the prairies. I don't order beef by the ocean. Kind of a little rule that I have.
Yeah.
I've been stymied in both situations.
I was going to ask you where we were going to celebrate tonight.
Here.
And I guess it's the seafood buffet. We'd been planning this since last week.
Why would we not go to the seafood buffet?
Because we missed it on Thursday last week. So
exactly. William May, watching in Lloydminster, Canada's only border city, writes in, Rod, congrats on your sobriety. It takes a real man to stop something that has destroyed many people's lives, and it's one day at a time, buddy. Thank you, William. I was tired of it destroying my life and everybody around me, but I was too stupid. I had to face an intervention. And isn't it ironic, don't you think, that I'm doing interventions now? Talked to a guy here this morning, not going to name him, 24 years sober. Here in this area. And he did it at 21.
That's awesome.
I said, you're a hell of a lot smarter than me, man. But we all have just one day. The Ottawa Senators will be gunning for their third straight victory when they host the Carolina Hurricanes later tonight. Ottawa coming off a 5-0 win over Buffalo on Tuesday. Couple of days after they demolished the Blues at home, 7-1, the Flames will see them again tonight in St. Louis. Calgary's offense has been firing on all cylinders this week as the team followed up the win over the Blues with a club record 62 shots in last night's 6-0 road win over Columbus. Let me tell you a story about St. Louis. NHL draft was there in 1996. This is one of the first times I'd ever traveled anywhere. You know what I mean?
Okay, yeah.
I hadn't been a lot of places back then. And in downtown St. Louis, we were there for the draft. They have a jail right in the middle of the city. Most jails are not in the middle of the city.
Yeah, no.
Most jails are out on the outskirts. PA, sweatpants capital. I don't even know where the jail is here, and God willing, I won't know.
And that's the idea. Out of sight.
Right. And so we were walking in downtown St. Louis, our crew, and I just heard this hum, like bees in a hive. Zzz. I'm looking around, what is that? And I looked up, they're like, it's that jail. Bars on the windows, just the hum of the guys.
I mean, it's the electric fence.
I think it was the people inside.
Yeah.
You could just hear this. There was a lot of people in there. Right downtown St. Louis. It's a wonderful town, and I've heard people criticize St. Louis because it's kind of landlocked location, right?
Right.
But it's a cool city. The Arch, some great restaurants, Busch Stadium.
Yeah, a lot of cool things going on there.
We should go to St. Louis.
We think, you think of St. Louis as kind of a tough city.
Tough guy
and
town.
a little dangerous. Kind of, you think about that. But I've had people who have lived there. A friend played golf, college golf in the St. Louis area. Loved it. Goes back all the time. Met his wife there. Beautiful place. So maybe St. Louis should be on our radar.
I love it. I love St. Louis. I'd be all over that. From the North Side YEG regarding sobriety, he says it's actually incredible how good a guy feels when he uses absolutely nothing. Right? Didn't I tell you that Sunday morning when I woke up? I'm like, I may not be the most fun guy, Darren, but God, I feel good.
Yeah.
Taylor writes in, hey, Rod, Taylor from Canmore here. Flames and Stamps fan. Do you think the Flames are going to make the playoffs? Oh, that's not a question. I think both the Flames and Oilers are going to make the playoffs. I really do. The question was, is the Jets. And you should have been watching yesterday, Taylor, when we had Craig Button and Perry Shockey both on here. Shocks, longtime WHL coach, and NHL scout, thinks that the Flames will go the furthest of the two Alberta teams. They're a great team. I've been saying they're a great team forever. By the way, 62 shots last night.
Oof.
13 goals in 2 games, and you're going to tell me they need a left-handed shooting forward?
Right.
No, they don't. They don't need anything.
Goal scoring's not an issue right now.
Don't screw up the stew. Just let the Flames be. They're good enough. We, for whatever reason, out of nowhere, we got a graphic from our friends at betregal.ca regarding the Grey Cup. Hey?
Yeah.
Introduce this if you don't mind.
Well, Grey Cup odds are available now for the 109th Grey Cup, set to be, I believe, in Saskatchewan. So we've got the graphic. We'll put it up on the screen. And should we guess who's... I didn't look at the graphic.
Winnipeg for sure.
It's got to be Winnipeg.
Winnipeg, Hamilton.
And I would think Ottawa would be at the bottom.
These are the odds. You can lay it down right now. This is awesome. This is awesome. You can use the promo code RP22 right now and bet on this if you want. If you want to place a futures bet.
Yeah.
Winnipeg Blue Bombers and then the Saskatchewan Roughriders. Dun, dun, dun. Yes. Argue at will, viewers. Followed by the Argos.
Yeah.
They don't even have a quarterback right now. He's a free agent. Here are your odds to win the 109th Grey Cup from our exclusive betting partner, betregal.ca. Sign up now. Promo code RP22. Get 22 welcome dollars to place your bets. Use it for this or this weekend's NFL Conference Championship. This is their own odds makers, by the way, Darren, as you know.
And look, is that the Edmonton Elks second from the bottom?
I think Edmonton fans might want to jump on this.
You know, we talk about value and in betting, and it's not as much about who you actually think is going to win. It's about where you can get the best value. And you're going to get a lot of value, I think, on Edmonton with what Chris Jones is going to do. And I think he can turn things around fairly quickly. So I think there's an opportunity for fans to bet on the Edmonton Elks and get really good value.
Gotcha. Moose, see you back for overtime.
Sounds good.
Janice, just regarding where the jail is in this town, Janice, the Stamps fan, writes in and she says, interesting note, during the 2013 floods, the Calgary Zoo and Calgary Police were looking at moving the large animals to the jails in downtown Calgary as off the island as it was floating. And Jeff, the Stamps fan, says, I remember the hippo nearly got loose. You should have you seen a hippo in person? These things are 7,000 pounds. Great time at the Calgary Zoo. And I'll get you the video. If we don't air it tomorrow on the show, we'll air it when we come back. I'm sure the giraffes were safe from the flooding. Think about it. We're going to Saskatoon next to talk to an Albertan. Hang on. You're watching the RP Show on Game Plus Television, YouTube Live, and 24-hour sports radio at rodpedersen.com.
Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now. You gotta subscribe. Click the subscribe button for all the content you may have missed.
Got a son, smoky in the air, that's a lot of pine. And big time, big time, big time, big time.
Addiction. It destroys relationships, families, and lives. It makes individuals and the people who love them feel powerless. But the good news is that addiction is a treatable illness. At Aurora Recovery Center, we provide everything you need to build a solid foundation for your recovery, with holistic, evidence-based treatment tailored to each individual. Located in Gimli, Manitoba, on the shores of Lake Winnipeg, Aurora can help regardless of whether or not you feel ready or have tried before. Aurora Recovery Center. Recovery for life. Visit aurorarecoverycenter.com for more information today.
You might not be injured if you slip and fall. Or you might sprain your wrist, or even fracture it. A severe wrist fracture can take at least 2 months to heal properly. And it can cause you to develop arthritis that keeps you from doing something as simple as picking up your child without pain. Slips, trips, and falls can have a lifetime impact. Take safer steps with WorkSafeSask.ca.
People donate blood for moments like this.
But there are lots of reasons why Canada's Lifeline needs donors every day.
Like the fact that someone with leukemia can need up to 8 units of blood a week.
Or that donated blood lasts no longer than 42 days.
Or to help new moms and babies, like Henry.
There's lots of reasons to donate blood. That's why we need donors every day.
The need for blood is constant. Join Toyota and our Toyota dealers in supporting Canada's Lifeline.
Is it time to take your event online? Bring it to IKS Live. We've got a fully customized virtual event platform with remote guest support for your next fundraiser, talk show, conference, performance, and more. IKS Live offers live streaming to Facebook Live and YouTube and pre-recorded capabilities, both in our studio with green screen available and on location with pre-production and post-production services. Visit us at ikslive.ca.
Business owners and marketers. Okay, we know you think we're pretty cool. That's why we want you to share in the coolness factor. Partner with the Rod Pedersen Show and market your business every weekday to sports lovers just like yourself. Take advantage of our many cost-effective commercial and promotional opportunities. Tell the world about your business. Yes, the world. Thanks to Game Plus TV and the Rod Pedersen Digital Network. Contact us today and find out how you can be a part of Canada's fastest-growing sports talk show, The Rod Pedersen Show.
Grey Eagle Resort and Casino. That's where we're coming to you live from the event center for a couple more days. We're heading out of here and coming back next month. It's Calgary's entertainment destination. Well, Kyle Krenkovic is the leading scorer in the Western Hockey League. He needs absolutely no introduction to WHL fans or a lot of our hockey viewers, of course. He's from Chestermere, Alberta, and he joins us today from the Bridge City. Hey, Kyle, I appreciate the time. I'm interested to know how you're doing with your Alberta road swing having been called off and then Friday's game against Brandon being called off. What's life like as a WHL player here lately? And it's not new, not knowing day-to-day what's going on. How are you and your teammates dealing with it?
I think we've been getting through it. Obviously, a lot of uncertainty every week. You kind of just kind of going through it, and whatever happens, happens. It was disappointing. I think we were kind of getting on a roll there, so it was definitely disappointing to take a week or two off, but we'll get
first, yeah, for sure. And I want to obviously remain positive. And as I said, you've made the most of it. WHL leading scorer, 23 goals, 37 games, 57 points, coming off over point a game season last year in the bubble in Regina, which I had the good fortune of calling the games. As far as the on-ice play this year with you and your Blades teammates, what's been going right specifically for you and the team?
Yeah, I think obviously personally I've had a good year, and I think picked it up here after Christmas. Had a good little break there to kind of regroup, and as a team, I think we've been only getting better throughout the year. We added some guys at the deadline. I think that'll be big helps down the stretch. So I think just finding consistency, personally and as a team. So.
I tell you what, you got a brand new coach there this year in Brendan Sawney, and there's been no drop-off whatsoever. But can you talk about his style versus Mitch Love? You've flourished under both of them, but just talk about their styles and, the attributes of your new coach, Coach Sawney.
Yeah, I think obviously they're both coaches, and they both kind of have similar styles coming from Everett. I think just the approach is a bit different. They both preach, good defense leads to good offense, and I think that's kind of the foundation for our team. So it's just a different voice, but pretty similar message. So it wasn't too big of a change for me.
How are you guys how is the coach and yourself, because you're a leader on the team, keeping the guys' spirits up? Because you would say you could only practice so much, but that's really all you can do right now is you sit and try and get this schedule together. Is it more battle drills, a lot more scrimmages? What are they doing to just keep the guys' minds into it?
Yeah, I think that's it. Just keeping things light. I mean, obviously getting your work in, but even like this week, we had some good skills days, and it's just a good switch up, and I think it'll be good for the guys.
Sometimes I think that people don't understand what it's like for a guy like you with this Alberta swing that you were supposed to come out here. We were going to come watch you in Medicine Hat, the Blades, and you were supposed to be in Lethbridge last night, and it didn't happen. I mean, I would assume your family was going to come out. Like, how big of a kick in the stomach was that to have that thing canceled? Because those are special trips for guys like you.
Yeah, those are awesome. My parents and 2 brothers were planning on coming out. I mean, obviously disappointing, but the world we live in, I mean, there's not much you could do. You kind of just roll with things. And I mean, I think they could reschedule it soon. So, I mean, we'll hopefully get those games back and get to see the parents.
Can you talk about the landscape, Kyle, of the East Division this year? I'm just looking at the standings here right now. You guys are, I mean, you'd like to have more wins, but you're well above 500. You know, Winnipeg's tops, and then the Moose Jaw Warriors have kind of come out of nowhere. They're 2 points ahead of you, and Brandon's 4 back of you. Is it kind of gone the way you've expected, or has Moose Jaw surprised a few teams in your estimation?
We know they're a good team. They're good offensively and got some good defenders. And I think they've been kind of putting it together too, just like us. And you know, it should be a good battle for the end of the year. Obviously, Winnipeg, I think, has got a pretty good lead. But, you know, I think we got to find consistency. And when we play those teams, those are the games you got to win to climb back up there.
Yeah, there's no doubt. And it's interesting. Yeah, Winnipeg is setting the pace. They are the number 1 team in Canada. They have been all year long. But what do you think is achievable for the Saskatoon Blades? You guys are pretty good, too. I mean, that's why you play the games. Do you think Winnipeg is, what should I say, beatable, I guess, come playoff time this spring? And if so, how would you go about it?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, we've played with every top team in the league. I think we beat Edmonton early in the year and beat Winnipeg twice now. So I mean, we're confident in our team, and I think it's just showing up. Like, when we play the right way, I think we can play with every team, but it's just finding that. And you know, we still got some guys out and whatnot. So once we get that full roster, I think you know, we should be good here down the stretch.
Talked about you leading the WHL in scoring. I don't want to look too far ahead, but what would it mean to you to win the league scoring crown? I think it's called the Bobby Clark Trophy. What would that mean to you personally?
Yeah, that'd be awesome. I mean, try not to look too far ahead. And again, I mean, as long as we're winning and I'm helping contribute, I think that's what it is. But
is there anything that I've been calling your games for the last couple of years. I know what your game's like, but is there something specifically that you've done? Have you been working with skills coach or something like that? Or what's kind of flipped the switch that you'd be leading the WHL in scoring this year?
I think, I mean, in the summer, I worked on my shot a lot, and I think I've been scoring at a better pace for goals-wise. But, I mean, not too much has changed. I've kind of played with the same line mate, Tristan Robbins, for a while now, and I think just being older, I think, is the main thing.
Yeah, it is an older players' league, there's no doubt. And before I let you go, Kyle, they sent me a photo here of the Pride jersey you guys wore the other night, and the Blades and the Rush kind of leading the league in marketing. They're very creative. If the guys can put the jersey up on the screen here, I'm not sure if it's a photo of Kyle on the jersey, but it's some of the Blades. There it is. And that's a beautiful jersey, obviously, and it was Pride-themed jersey. What can you tell me about what it was like to wear that jersey and what it means to you, Kyle?
Yeah, it was awesome. I mean, a great showing from the fans. And I think it's just good to get that recognition out there. And obviously, they're awesome-looking jerseys. So it was a nice day and awesome to get a win for the fans and just bring light to it.
Good stuff. Well, hey, stay safe. I guess that's still a thing. Can't wait to see you guys back on the ice. Good luck the rest of the way, Kyle. It's been a pleasure chatting with you.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
Chestermere, Alberta's Kyle Krenkovic of the Saskatoon Blades, the WHL's leading scorer. When we come back, it's overtime. We'll jump headfirst into Taco Time viewer takeover. And the Moose will be back with us. We're live from Grey Eagle Resort and Casino, Calgary's entertainment destination on Game Plus, YouTube Live, and 24-hour sports radio at rodpedersen.com.
Have you subscribed to the Rod Pedersen Show YouTube channel yet? Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now.
might not be injured if you slip and fall. Or you might sprain your wrist, or even fracture it. A severe wrist fracture can take at least 2 months to heal properly. And it can cause you to develop arthritis that keeps you from doing something as simple as picking up your child without pain. Slips, trips, and falls can have a lifetime impact. Take safer steps with WorksafeSask.ca.
Nestled in the scenic Qu'Appelle Valley, just 20 minutes northwest of Regina, is one of the finest golf courses in all of Saskatchewan, the Deer Valley Golf Club. The clubhouse has a full-service restaurant, and customers can enjoy a casual dining experience with spectacular views of the golf course and valley. A fully stocked golf shop, staffed by PGA of Canada professionals, is equipped to meet all of your golf apparel and equipment needs. Book your tee time, family event, or corporate tournament today at the Deer Valley Golf Club. Call 306-731-1445.
Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Experts in all residential and commercial plumbing services, and proudly serving Regina and area since 1978. Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. We'll treat you right. A new year means a new you. Pick up a new ride to match at Capital GMC for 2022. Custom order the perfect vehicle for you, or reserve a unit that's already on its way. Get into a GM certified pre-owned vehicle that's on our lot and ready to roll. We need your used vehicle too. We pay big and you don't even have to buy from us. Plus, our service department is always here to help. Get special pricing on name brand tires, tire storage, maintenance, and more. And we always offer free vehicle pickup and delivery. Start the new year right at Capital GMC in Regina.
Some of the challenges we face with the CT technology that we have today is some of the deficiencies in around integration with some of our other systems. The addition of 2 new 4D simulators within the programming of the Saskatchewan Cancer Agency is going to have significant impact on the care we provide to the people of Saskatchewan.
A legend throws 713 yards in a single pro football game.
A legend wins 3 Grey Cup MVP awards.
Allen looking deep. A legend scores 1,209 points in 1,127 NHL games. Play among legends at betregal.net.
Hey Rod Squad, now you can join the team with your very own RP Show gear. Head to rodpedersenshop.com and get yours today while supplies last. It's just like we wear on the show, official RP Show gear at rodpedersenshop.com.
We have liftoff. It is the RP Show. Overtime, brought to you by the Four Seasons Sports Palace, your home of the UFC and National Hockey League. We are there. Grey Eagle Resort and Casino on another beautiful Alberta morning. Brady watching in Muskoka, Ontario. Rod, my man, 7 years sober. Way to go, brother. You're an inspiration. Thank you, Brady. I appreciate it. So too are you, sir. Former Swift Current Bronco and Norfolk Admiral. Jack watching in Vulcan, Alberta. Kyle is a great young man. Great interview. He was good. Get out there and support your local WHL team and junior hockey team. Jen from the Four Seasons says the Pats should do that. She's talking about the Pride jerseys. She says, I would bid on one of those.
They're beautiful.
Of all the cool jerseys that have come down the pipe, that's one of the nicest that I've seen. In a way, I'm like, stop with the third jerseys. How much money do you think that we have or that I have? I have to have them all. You know?
I know.
Those dang marketers.
Yeah.
Digging in your pocket. Michael Wynn is watching in Winnipeg, Manitoba. He's the guy that runs the sporting goods store. Good guy. He says, go Jets, go. Well, now is a good time to talk about the featured game. Winnipeg Jets home to the Vancouver Canucks tonight. All Canadian matchup. TSN 3 has it. If you're in the Bermuda Triangle. I'll selfishly say the game that I'm watching the most, my featured game, is Vegas at Florida. It's my two teams. I'd planned to be there, and I was going to celebrate my 7-year sober birthday at that game at FLA Live Arena. Not going to happen. And then the Flames were at the Blues. There's intrigue there because the Flames spanked the Blues 7-1 and then post-game trash talked him, as you say.
Yeah. And
unless it was super, super early pregame trash talk for this game, either way, the Blues aren't going to want to lose again. I mean, you and I had a couple moments with Braden Shen. It was tense. It was tense when they're getting their butts kicked in that game. So those guys in that locker room are not going to let that happen again. So that'll be a very good game. The Oilers and Preds will be really good. Oilers are maybe on a roll, but the Predators, this is a litmus test for the Oilers to see if they're out of the funk.
Oh, that's a huge game. Nashville at Edmonton tonight. Maybe we can watch them all, but I will say this. I have yet to master the ability that you seem to have and our director of scouting, Craig Smith. Maybe we can get him on next week. Smitty, he's probably watching right now. Yeah. How do you watch more than one game at once? I just can't do it. My cousin Christine is watching in Medicine Hat. And she says, organ donors save lives. My 6-year anniversary for getting my kidney. A special little girl we know gets hers today. And you know who that is.
Oh, thinking about her.
My cousin Alicia. And Moose met her the last time we were out here. She's getting a kidney today.
Didn't take long. We hit it off real quick.
Yeah, she's a special little kid. Like I said, we can't remember what was the comment of the week, and I apologize for that, but clearly it wasn't that great. So I feel like Friday's going to be like the Kentucky Derby of comments for the Taco Time gift card.
They're coming down the stretch.
Here they come. We had a lot of time left here in this segment, so this is Taco Time viewer takeover. So you tell us what you want to talk about. That's what we do here. Again, for the love of burritos, it's buy one, get one burrito half off at Taco Time every Thursday. That's today. I never finished the sports update. Oh, okay. Here's me starting a topic that we could spend hours on. The new general manager of the Minnesota Vikings is Kwesi Adolfo-Mensah. He is currently, or was, the vice president of football operations for the Browns. He's a data expert, Ivy League educated from Princeton, has an economics degree, and he played junior varsity basketball there. And he's from New Jersey, which the owners of the Vikings are too, Ziggy and Mark Wilf. I'm not a Vikings fan, despite my purple that I'm wearing today. If I was, I would be very upset. Where's the Greek freak on that one? George Yanitsos, how do you feel about your team hiring a numbers nerd to be the general manager? Have we not learned that doesn't work? Or are you still on that train because Kyle Dubas runs your favorite hockey team?
There's a place for it. We all know that. We'll see. If you win, it's great. If you don't win, it doesn't. It's not. Doesn't matter how great your system is. Doesn't matter how, what your formula is. Are you going to win? And it's a big offseason for the Minnesota Vikings. A huge franchise-altering offseason. They've got enough talent. They've got a decent roster. A quarterback that's capable but not great. What are you going to do? You got a decision to make around Kirk Cousins. You've got pieces to add around him or around that offense, which is exciting with their really good running back and Jefferson and some really good weapons. It's a franchise-altering offseason because they can't miss the playoffs next year.
I feel like every offseason in Minnesota is a franchise-altering offseason.
Well, because they're always close.
And they botch it every year.
Right.
Wayne and Victoria, congratulations, Rod, and great show today. I appreciate your show being on every day. Thank you. Thank you. Hey, it's Stacy from Access Television World Headquarters that had the comment of the week. Can you remind us what the comment was? Because right now, Stacy, you are the leader in the clubhouse. I guess he goes, you forgot about my giraffe comment already? LOL. It was about
sticking your neck out?
Sticking your neck out and something to do with tacos. Landon MacArthur watching on YouTube says, go Canada. Let's take care of the Hondurans tonight. Where did my sports update go? I do have news on that. Canada looks to extend its unbeaten run in the final round of CONCACAF World Cup qualifying when it takes on struggling Honduras. In the first of 3 matches in a week tonight, the game will be held in San Pedro Sula, a city that has been unkind to the Canadian team in the past. Canada suffered one of its worst recent defeats there, an 8-1 rout in a decisive qualifying game for the 2014 World Cup. You didn't think I'd have that ready, did you?
Ooh, how about that?
I was watching on TSN Sports Center. They were saying, I guess we've been getting our butts kicked by Honduras for quite some time. I think we've lost 5 or 6 in a row against Honduras. Last minute of play in the RP show. Jack in Alberta says, Rod, if it weren't for you getting sober, we probably would have never become friends. Congratulations, my friend. Proud of you. Love you in the show. Thank you, Moose, for the RP show. That's from Jack here, who was related to me because he does work with the Calgary Stampeders, that he used to hate me because of the things that I would say on the radio here in Calgary. Right. I called Bo Levi Mitchell a little puke, and I sit here wondering why they can't get over it, and maybe it was on me. But I'm sitting here going, it was years and years ago. And then Jack's gotten to know me, and he's like, yeah, I was just goofing.
You know, sometimes that's all.
Problem is, you can say whatever the hell you want about me. I don't get upset. Sometimes I forget others aren't quite like that.
That's right.
Thank you, Stacy, for writing that in. You're the leader. We'll see if it holds over tomorrow. It is a Football Friday. We'll see you at noon Eastern on Game Plus. That's the secret sauce.
Oh, good one, Rod.
Grey Eagle Resort and Casino.